This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Friday, February 17th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. Congressman Andre Carson, who represents Indiana's 7th District, said the situation involving a suspected Chinese spy balloon calls for deep concern. Speaking with Gary Dick for next week's episode of the Business and Beyond podcast, Carson said the issue of unidentified aerial phenomenon is important.
So we're now seeing the Chinese balloon and other unidentified objects kind of taking prominence right now. But, the question becomes, are these objects from a foreign adversary? Are they from a state actor, a non-state actor, from the private sector, from some tech giant who's experimenting with the latest and greatest that he or she may want to sell to the U.S. government? Those things are compartmentalized, but I will say we still have to take China very seriously in this regard, as well as some of our other adversaries who collect information or attempt to regularly.
He said he agreed with the decision to shoot down the Chinese balloon, but understood the need to ensure doing so wouldn't impact people on the ground. Meanwhile, U.S. officials said today crews have finished efforts to recover the remnants of the large balloon that was shot down off the coast of South Carolina, and analysis of the debris so far reinforces conclusions that it was a Chinese spy balloon. Wellspring Pain Solutions, which operates clinics in Bloomington, Batesville, Columbus, Greenwood, and Terre Haute, is under new ownership. Capital Pain Institute in Texas said Thursday it had acquired Wellspring, though financial terms were not disclosed. The board of directors for Indianapolis-based Noble Inc. has selected Wade Wingler as the organization's next president and CEO. Wingler currently serves as vice president of programs at Easter Seals Crossroads and will succeed Julia Huffman, who is retiring at the end of March. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Has your company grown at a rapid pace over the last 2 years? Nominations are now being accepted for Fast 25, IBJ's exclusive list of fastest growing companies in Central Indiana. Honorees will be spotlighted in a special publication in the IBJ and celebrated at an event on May 9th. Check out the changes to this year's criteria to see if your company qualifies. Learn more and submit your nomination by March 1st at ibj.com/nominations.
Whether it's a new hire or a noteworthy promotion, IIB's Big Wigs and New Gigs serves as a platform to promote your team. Our revamped offering includes being featured on both the newly redesigned newsletter and at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Subscribers to the Business News subscription save $10 off every listing, plus you can save $100 by bundling your submission to IIB with the Indianapolis Business Journal or the Indiana Lawyer. More at InsideIndianaBusiness.com.
Keystone Group said today that it will break ground on its 11-park mixed-use development in downtown Indianapolis in May. Here's Gary Dick.
The Indianapolis-based developer also released new details about the $1 billion downtown project, including renderings that place its 20,000-seat soccer stadium along the White River. Keystone founder Ursal Ozdemir, majority owner of the Indy 11 soccer team, told our partners at the IBJ that work at the former Diamond Chain Company property will begin about a month after the manufacturer fully departs the 100-year-old structure in April. Demolition and remediation are expected to last until November, at which time Ozdemir anticipates construction will begin on several buildings across the 20-acre tract. He expects the stadium to be done in time for Indy 11's 2025 season. Ozdemir and his team continue to negotiate with the city to flesh out details of the public-private partnership that will help fund the stadium and the incentives that could assist with other parts of the development. In addition to the updated timeline, Keystone shared renderings for the project that depict an open-air stadium along the river with seating protected from the elements. They also show at least 5, 10 to 20-story buildings for apartments, a hotel, and office space, along with a new addition, a 4,000-seat entertainment venue. Ozdemir says the goal is to take advantage of the site along the river and to boost development in an area that has been largely industrial for decades. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
A new study conducted by data analytics firm Lightcast shows the workforce in the Elkhart-Goshen metro area is primed to benefit from the nation's resurgence in microchip production. According to the study, which was prompted by the signing of the CHIPS and Science Act of 2022, 230,000 new employees are needed in the industry to double the current U.S. percentage of global production of semiconductors. The Elkhart-Goshen region is ranked 8th in the U.S. for semiconductor workforce readiness, with the study citing its high concentration of workers in many manufacturing-related occupations. The area labor force readiness rankings consider the occupations with the newest demand, the top undersupplied occupations, and the number of similarly skilled workers in the area. Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology mechanical engineering major Mandy Chick will set aside her studies this weekend, even though final exams are next week. Instead, she'll be racing on the famed Daytona International Speedway, competing in the ARCA Menards Series. The junior is a third-generation racer from Kansas, having been racing since she was 6 years old. In an interview with Inside Indiana Business, Chick said she was able to make a test run of the track in January.
And it was the most incredible experience. It was surreal for me because, of course, growing up in the racing industry, everyone wants to have the opportunity to go to Daytona. And I mean, it's a historical place in and of itself. But the fact that I got to go out there and race and practice side by side with my competitors was just so cool.
The 200-mile race on Saturday, which is considered an important rung in the ladder to NASCAR, serves as a lead-in race to Sunday's Daytona 500. Wheeler Mission in Bloomington is celebrating the expansion of services to the homeless with the opening of a new emergency shelter. The organization says the number of people seeking help at the mission has increased 65% since 2017, and CEO Rick Alvis says the expansion nearly doubles its capacity. The organization says the new facility is pivotal to its mission as it oversees Bloomington's low-barrier winter shelter program. ABC News anchor Lindsay Davis is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.